Taking a second just to tune into your body and feel your breath, feel the growing and shrinking with the breath. So on the inhale, your body's getting a little bigger. On the exhale, getting a little smaller. Taking a second just to tune, or the volume is getting a little bigger. Oh, and I still haven't even put it in my ear pods. I'm like, oh my God, just getting it all together slowly here. Okay, hopefully those are working. Can you all hear me? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so standing up. So in the Laban work, we had this idea of growing and shrinking with the breath. So think of really getting big as you take in that volume of air, reaching out and up. And then on the exhale, letting your body kind of come into itself. Inhaling, opening, reaching, stretching up. And then exhale, bend your knees. And let's even think of maybe even tippy toes. Inhale, open, reach, and exhale, bending your knees. Inhale, radiating outward. Exhale, bend your knees. Let's start to soften the spine. Inhale, arch, looking, reaching. Exhale, bend your knees, round your spine, let it drop down. Inhale, feeling the space around you, getting bigger, more expansive, more open. And then exhale, coming into the earth, coming down for a landing. Inhale, stretching out and up, reaching up. Exhale, taking it all the way down. And again, landing on the planet. And last couple of times, inhale, open, exhale, soften, melt, surrender. And then last one, inhale, reach. Oh my God, I actually have balance today, and drop it down. Balance being a relative thing, shifting from side to side, bending one knee, bending the other, letting it ripple through your spine. So I'm not doing this to get my biggest hamstring stretch. You could also put a block in front of you and do it. What I'm trying to do is get some mobility from my tail to my head through my spine. Of course, it is also getting into my hips and into my hamstrings a little bit, but the hamstrings aren't super warm, ready to do any big stretching. So you're not trying to push it with the stretch. Come in. Let's take our hands on our knees, stick out your butt. You're going to arch and then curl. Inhale, arch and open, whole front of the body opening up in the front of your torso, and then exhale, curl back of the body opening up. Inhale, arch. On the arch, if you can, let's spread out. You can't really see it, but spread out your fingers. You're going to lift your toes like that. Toes and fingers, and then fingers and toes down and curl. Fingers and toes up, fingers and toes down. Fingers and toes radiating out and up. And then exhale down. And then one more. Arch and open, exhale, hollow, and curl. So in that cat-cow, we want to think that we're equally reaching through the head and the tail, right? Sometimes like people aren't putting any energy in their butt. So really actively reach out with your butt, reach out with your chest so that there's a balance between the upper and lower. I'm just shutting a door. And let's take it. Let's do a little bit of neck stuff. So you're going to let your head drop down and then come up and then toward the ceiling, looking up. As I'm looking up, I'm not dropping my head back. I'm long through the back of the neck, looking and opening, but supporting my head. So there's a lot of space between actually in the back of my neck. It's not crunching at all. It's elongated in the back and in the front. And round forward. Arch and open, chest and lungs, getting some movement. Exhale, drop it forward. One more, inhale. Open, exhale, drop it forward. Stay forward, inhale. And then exhale, come up. Inhale as you go forward. And exhale as you go back. Inhale. Forward, just changing the pattern for a second. Exhale. Back, last one. Inhale. Forward. Exhale. Back. For me, it's so much easier to open the front of my chest on an inhale, but in reality, the lungs take up more space in the back body than in the front body. So it's kind of just a false idea that we should always inhale when we're opening the front and exhale when we're closing the front, because really there's a lot of lung space back there. So that's why we wanted to try that. Let your ear drop to your shoulder and your hand can reach down and away. I'm going to go in front of the door so you can really see what I'm doing. So again, big spinal lateral movement from side to side. So this pattern, we could say it's an upper versus lower pattern in the sagittal plane. And this pattern is a side to side lateral pattern in the vertical plane, the door plane, right? If I take my arms up, I'm just moving. Try it with your arms up. Not that you're going for your biggest stretch, but the whole bell goes one way and then the other way. Just feeling how now that I've added my arms, I'm getting all this extra stretch into my side body. Again, we're not going for our hugest stretch, but in this work, like you're definitely working your side just to support the movement. And come in, open it out. Let's contract and round forward, turning in, and then arch and open back. Exhale, hollow, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation. Actively blow the air out and then let it fill back up. Exhale, blow it out. Fill it up like a bellows. Exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. One more thing here. Let's do it opposite, one and then the other. So you're spiraling, one arm in and then the other. Come up close. Here's my spiral. Right into that rotator cuff, looking out over your hand. And then come in, both shoulders up to your ears. You're going to lift your hands, inhale, and then drop down and out. Inhale, up. You can come up onto your tippy toes, squeeze in, exhale out. So shoulders to your ears on purpose. Reach it out. Up and in, down and out. Up and in, down and out. Last one. Up and in, down and out. Good. And let's grab some weights. If you have light weights, great. If you have heavier weights, just be careful. I'm using 2 sets of 3-pound weights. So I have a total of 6 pounds here. You could do this with no weights, with light weights, with heavier weights. What we're going to do first is just going to be a bending and straightening. Legs parallel, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually counting. 6. See if you can free up your neck and head. Not that you're looking all over the place, but you're just taking tension out. 9, 10. Pressing up over your head. 1, 2. Long legs. Hands are going to be like in line with your front of your hairline. 3, 4. So they're not going behind you. 5, 6, 7. Pushing through the ceiling. 8, 9, 10. Good. Turning your feet out. We're not going to go through the whole all the way out to second, but we'll do a little bit here. Knees over your toes. 1. So what? Let's just. There's like a nail in the floor here. Let's just do this for a second. Turn your legs out. Turn them in. Just what they can do from your hips. Out, in, out, in, out. That's where they're going to be. So plie and stretch. Bend. 2, 3. Knees over your toes. 4, long body. 5, not crunching forward. 6, 7, 8, chest open, collarbones wide. Try not to lock your elbows in. Let the arms kind of be free. 10, going up. So for this, you're going to keep your legs straight. You're going to engage your butt, but don't tuck your tail. So tucking looks like this, and you can see what happens to my body when I tuck, right? I get all slouchy on top. Long through your tail. It's not tucked underneath you. Tucking is submission in the animal kingdom, right? Animal with their tail between their legs did something bad, right? We don't want that. We don't want that submission. Going 1, 2, so long lower back. 3, but you have your natural lumbar curve. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into parallel. Just one more set of these. 1, 2, 3. If you don't have any weights, but there's like a mini bar in your hotel room, for example, maybe grab something out of the mini bar. Don't drink it, just use it as a weight. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. We're not going to do more with that of that thing. We're just going to circle one shoulder and then the other. Circle, you can bend your elbow, getting that mobility in that upper quadrant of your body, rib cage, lungs, and heart moving inside. So it's not just your arms, it's your ribs, it's your chest, it's your diaphragm, it's your organs. Take it bigger, elbow up, crossing your body up, 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 slicing through the air, up, up. Chest is open, up, up, up. We're not going to go forward. We're just going to do 4 more. 3, 2, last one. And you can put your weights down on the floor. And let's take it again into a forward fold. Knees bent. I'm going to do it sideways. If you want to block on the floor in front of you to take yourself up a little higher, you can. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to arch and then curl. I'm not trying to go down to my legs. I'm trying to round my spine here. Arching and curling. So it's more of a quadruped than a forward fold. Arch, and I'm up on my fingertips and curl, arch, stick out your butt, curl, reach through your tail and your chest, arch and curl. And last one, arch and curl. Roll it all the way up. Going to do some undulations from the bottom to the top, knees, pelvis, chest, head. Doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world, but something, getting that ripple, that wave through your body. And then starting from your head, chest, knees, head, chest, knees, head, chest, knees. Really get your head to move and initiate the movement. We have a natural writing response that tells us to keep our head erect all the time. We want to like get our whole spine moving. Big mobility, head, tail, or small mobility, but you've got this rippling wave. And then we'll do it side to side, one way and then the other. This could be very like vertical plane, or you can add a little forward, backward into it, which actually feels really good. So my shoulder is moving forward. And then last thing up here, spirals should be pretty warm in your spine now. We've done a lot of movement with our spine. And in a way, people think it's so important to have loose hamstrings, and I don't know what else they think it's important to have. I know people want loose hamstrings, inner thighs, adductors. But in reality, maybe the most important thing to have sort of alive and vital is your spine, right? Your head, your brain, your spinal cord, your nervous system. That's the central channel area. So energetically, you got your central channel in there, Ida and Pingala going up and down the Sushumna. And that's the energetic level. On the physical level, like that's our brain central sort of control down and out into our body, and then our body back into our brain. And it's like the channel of our nervous system, our brain down through our spinal cord, and then it routes out and goes all the way out to the edges of our body, and then also energy coming back in along. This is our vascular system as well, from our heart out, not from our nervous system out. But we want to think that those channels are like long continuous channels that are just branching and branching and branching. But it's not like it changes and suddenly a different channel. It's all one connected system. Let's take it down. I think I'm being kind of inarticulate about that, but it's more of an idea, a concept for our bodies that I want to offer there, that it isn't like there's no separation here, but the center out to the edge, center is going to be central. Something happens, like one thing we say is like the closer the pain is to your head, the sort of harder it is to deal with. But also the closer it is into the center of the system, the more dysfunction is going to be happening through the whole system. So we want to keep trying to clear energetically and movement wise the central channel, right? Moving in all these different ways. And it's kind of the opposite of what like Victorian thinking was, where we compact the whole center and we don't move it at all, right? It's very Western to stay still in here, where it was. I don't know if it is now. We want to get some mobility in there. So let's actually sit on our butts. Speaking of that mobility, you're going to sit on your butt at the edge of your mat or on the edge of the floor, wherever you are, and you're just going to walk it forward. So this is, even if you didn't have legs, you would be able to move, right? You can just walk, and that's that mobility in your torso. And then when you get to the front of your mat, take it back. Body can do whatever it needs to do on top of this. Oh, this is pinching my, this pair of leggings and my underwear are having a competition. Let's take it forward again. You can use your arms if you want, but just get this movement through your body. And then going back, back. Good. And then we'll take it all the way down to the floor. Rolling down into the floor, take your knees into your chest and just take a second to land in this little dead bug position on the floor. Letting your body do whatever it wants to do. My ankles want to circle, so I'm doing that. I'm going to circle my knees in a minute, but I want to first let the fluids in my system relate to gravity in this way. Like, oh, now we're laying on the floor. Let's just adjust a little bit. Taking your hands on your knees, circles, lubricating up your hip sockets. Having a relationship with getting down to the floor often is going to be very helpful in long-term health. Being able to get down and up easily is an indicator of health in your body, right? Oh, I can get down easy, I can get up easy. There's fluidity in the system, there's movement in the system. So, I mean, people think it's so important to do these exercises, but really, if we just got up and down for the full class, that would be a great class. Nobody might ever come back again, but just thinking about what is the functional movement that we need. Just take a quick, easy roll from side to side. You can be in your happy baby or, oh, with your knees bent, however it feels good. Let this massage through your back. Surrender into the floor, pour yourself from side to side, massaging out your lower back. This is a go-to exercise for me whenever my hips or lower back are feeling tight or sore. Just rolling across, massaging it out. And our fascia and our tissue likes slow. So take your time. Letting your nervous system also sort of dial down as you come in for a landing into the floor. So coming into a more parasympathetic state, even as we're going to be fairly active here on the floor. Then let's lower the feet, open the arms, and easy drops from side to side. So another massage through your hips. And for me, like that tends to be a place that I get tight in my lower back and hips. So all of this work is the recuperative process for my body, right? Oh, this is what I need to do to be able to do all my things. We're going to cross it a little bit more. And to not get injured when I have, more extreme movement or more extreme days of movement, like choreographing a show or dancing on a pole or dancing on a cement floor for a show, whatever happens. Let it go. Breathe. Back of the body opening up. And then let's come in, and I want to do a little bit more for hamstrings and back. And I think I want to use a block today. If you don't have a block, you could stack up a couple of books or get one really big book, or even roll up a towel, just something that you can put under one foot, which is going to make one higher than the other. Are we going to do that right now? Actually, I'm sorry. Let's not start with the uneven. Let's start with even hips. So take no block under there, no towel, no book. just going up and down. Let's take the arms over the head for this. And then exhale, press up, inhale, lower down, lengthen your torso, exhale, push, inhale, open, exhale, press, inhale, open, exhale, push, inhale, open, exhale, push. Stay up there, walk your feet a little closer together. Let's just walk them going away from each other, walking out, going towards each other, inching in, inching out, however your feet want to do that, inching back in, pelvis staying high, inching out, opening wide, bringing it back together. Now come into a neutral where you can do a little march. So you're going to push off the floor, push and point, and then lower back down through your foot, push and point, and lower it back, push and lower, push and lower, push, trying to keep the hips up, even and high, lower, up, down, marching and marching. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. I'm not going to sing the rest of that song. I just wanted to point it out. Let's take the arms over your head. If you need to come down, come down. But if you can, if you feel okay up there, just lengthen through one side of your body and lengthen through the other. So I'm shifting my pelvis. I'm reaching out through my arm. This is giving me a little massage in my upper traps. I'm looking away from the extended arm. Roll it down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale at the bottom. Let go. Wiggle around, free up the tissue. Come back to a neutral that's really relaxed and neutral. And we're going to go up and we're going to do the Leslie Kaminoff breath work that I learned from him in a workshop. So I'm just going to pull up my shirt so you can see. You're going to take a deep breath in. Let your chest come to your chin. And on the exhale, try to keep your chest towards your chin. So you're creating the space under your ribs. Roll it down through your spine, maintaining that exhale, just breath out. And then let it fill back up. So it's going to kind of create a little vacuum as you roll down if you have that breath hold going on. Taking it back up, just coming up anyway. Pelvis is up there. You're going to take a deep breath, chest towards your chin. Keep the chest towards your chin as you exhale. Roll it down through your spine, holding the exhale. When you hit the bottom, just relax, let your spine come back to neutral, and then let the breath just fill you back up. Or if you still have more breath in you and you need to exhale first, that's fine too. Last time, pressing it up, chest to chin, exhale. Keep the chest at your chin. Exhale, 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 roll it down. Let the air come rushing back in and release. So when we're doing stuff like that, it's kind of working with your, well, not kind of, it's totally working with your organs. It's working with your breath in ways that might be new and unfamiliar. We don't want to do like 25 of those. That's like a kind of 3 is a good number. If you've done it a bunch and you want to do a couple more, great. But if it's new to you, it's best not to do a ton. I know what's going on out there. Come on. Coming in. The little superstar. Okay, let's do a little bit more leg stuff. Up in the air, opening out. I'm going to flex to come down, pointed toes to come up, flex and open. If you want to curl this off the floor, you can. Pointing and flexing. This could also be small, right? These don't have to be huge. You can also go with this kind of movement. But let's also just say that our hip sockets, the femur head, the integrity of our greater and lesser trochanter is going to really benefit from doing big round movement, right? We're giving a pull on those bones as we move around in this three-dimensional way. And that is what helps create that bone density and integrity. And then come and relax. Open your feet wide, internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. So like let's say my arm is the bone, right? If my movement is going in different directions, that means the tissue is going to have to pull in different ways. And the bone is connected to the tissue through the periosteum, which is the perifascia, which is the fascia between the bone and the muscle. And so when we're moving in these different three-dimensional ways, it's giving it more integrity because it's giving it more resilience because it has to respond to these different places in space. And that pull, like the bones develop healthy inner structures by being weighted in different ways, right? Like if you think about a balloon or like a plastic balloon, if it's always like this, always held with the top and with the water pulling down here, the stretch on the tissue of the balloon is going to be one way. If we move that balloon around all the time, it's not going to get overstretched in one area, right? The movement is going to keep an even balance of the stretch on the tissue. I mean, obviously we're made to mostly be vertical or laying down, but when we change our relationship to gravity, we require more of the tissue, which is the fascia, which is the bone, which is all the stuff inside. All right, let's get back to this thing with the block because I do want to do it. Taking your block, stick it under your foot. So block is under one foot, the other foot's on the floor. So one leg is higher than the other. You're going to inhale, press, and exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Use your breath. Exhale. Let's take the arms up and down. So just adding the arms along for the ride, getting that movement in the scapula, that rotator cuff. Two more. Last one. Oh, the white kitty is back outside under that door again. Change it to the other side. Just put the block in the other one. The first 5 or 6 can be with no arms. Use your breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Try to keep your hips fairly level. So even though we've changed the leg relationship, we want the pelvis to stay long, even, so you're not dipping. Much as I love all that dipping movement, in this one, we're actually just trying to be even with the hips. Arms going up, knees moving forward in space. So the knees are shooting down along that diagonal. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Last one. Inhale up, exhale. Take the block back to your first side. You're going to press it up. For this version, we want our leg to be pretty much perpendicular, our lower leg. You're going to take the other leg up off the floor, pointed toes, medium circles, like beach ball size circles. Outward circles, pushing the floor away with your standing leg. And flex, change direction, reaching through your heel. Opening the front of this hip flexor. And then pointed toes, poking a hole through the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it down. Hello, hamstring and glute, right? Take it up, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let the tissue get neutral. Shake out your arms. Free up your torso so you're not just holding some kind of clenchy thing in your body. I have to say, the cueing, I think that most fitness cueing is really off base. We don't need to learn how to clench our muscles more. We need to learn how to be more efficient with our movement. So we use what we need to use, but we're not overspending at the bank or wherever it is at the store, right? We don't need to spend all this extra tension. Like there's a reason that the world is the way it is. And a lot of it's because we're holding a lot of tension. When we're holding tension, we don't feel things. We don't know what we're feeling. We don't have our emotions. They're all stuffed around somewhere. We can't process, right? We need to let movement move through us. We need to be able to process our emotions. We need to be able to process our breath, and we need to be able to down regulate so that our blood pressure isn't through the roof, so that our body can heal. We heal when we're down regulated. And that's when we come into calmness, rest and digest, soothe and settle. That's the parasympathetic. Thank you for listening to my lecture. Press it up, other leg up to the ceiling, outer circles. Arms can be wherever they need to be. It's like, it's not a big secret. If we're holding a lot of tension, the system is going to start to go a little bit off the rails. Flex and change direction. And as long as we're like masking symptoms, and I'm not saying don't use allopathic medicine. I mean, my mom's on, forget, I don't need to say anything what my mom's on or not on, but it can be helpful, right? But it shouldn't be the answer. If we can find the answer through our bodies, that's the place. Pulsing up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, flex, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fold it in and come down. Yeah, bringing it in and rolling around. Yeah, we can lower our own blood pressure by learning breath work, by learning how to calm down and relax, by learning how to move in healthy patterns where we're not adding tension, but we're like using the right amount of tension and then releasing. We don't tell dogs and cats like, squeeze your butt now. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Yeah, I'm in a lot of classes and a lot of different things when people say, squeeze your core. I'm like, really? Do I need to do that? And then I feel into myself, and I don't. I'm going to move more efficiently if I'm not doing that squeeze, which isn't to say don't engage sometimes. We are engaging sometimes. It's just often there's extra work. But that's very American to think that we always need to do more and we're going to have a better benefit. Sometimes do less is going to give you the benefit. All right, did I just say that? Yes. Stretching out and coming in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Open. So radiating away from center, bringing it in. Out and in. Out and in. And out and in. Take it down. Flip it around to the other side. Notice if the transition is the difficult part, then what you need more of is working with transitions, not the actual exercise. Out and in, waiting for that class where all we do is get up and down the whole class. 1. Inhale, open. I was going to count, then I decided not to. Big breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth or your nose. 3 more. 2. Last 1. Take it down. Let's come around. Open up into a straddle. Flex your feet. You're going to circle your torso over your pelvis. So circling around. Got my little high-waisted pants, high-waisted leggings, squishing me all in. And change direction, other way. Inner body free. Mobility in the tissue. Not working for maximum tension, working to release tension. Most people need to let go more than they need to like cram more tension into their bodies. All right, let's go with, let's bring legs in just a little bit. Lean back. You're going to lift one leg up, flex your foot, point your toes, lower down, other leg up, flex, point. They're slightly open. Up, flex, point. Sorry that I'm wearing black socks. Up, flex, point. I need to do laundry. Flex, point. Up, flex, point. Up, flex, point. Up, flex, point. So I am slightly turned out here. I am working those little muscles crossing my knee. Also, every adductor, gracilis, sartorius, all getting some action in there. This is a knee protector exercise. Let's come into parallel and go, oh, let's do this one. You're gonna lean back a little. You're gonna come up, open it out, bring it in, and come down. So parallel up, open, in, down, up, open, in, down, up, open, in, other leg, up, open, in, down. So you're like making a little quarter circle, maybe or less, down, up. Maybe it's a third, no, that's more. I don't know, an eighth of a circle. Is that a quarter? No, I'm just getting, yeah, an eighth of a circle, not a quarter. Or a quarter, somewhere in between. Let me confuse myself with math. Good, and come in. Let's take the hands behind you, press it up, just lean yourself forward and then lean yourself back. Taking it forward, taking it back, taking it forward. And you don't have to be super high in your pelvis. I'm trying to get the stretch through the quads and some work also opening up my deltoids. Good, and come in. Take it all the way down. One leg at a time. You're gonna have 1, 2, 3, and then circle with a flexed foot out and around. Pointed toes, 1, 2, 3, flex and open. Point 1, 2, 3, flex and open. Point 1, 2, 3, flex, open. Point 2, 3, circle it out. You can also drop your head down if your neck is getting tired. 3, circle it out. Last one, 2, 3, circle other side. Last one, 1, 2, 3, and circle. And let's do a big twist, legs up in the air, hands out to your side, spiraling, arms working, back working. Last one each side. And come in, rolling back and forth, rounding through your spine. Taking it forward and up if you want to. Also trying to plow. Check out your plow. And then let's flip over, coming into a downward dog. Santa Teresa, you made it. Well, well done. Amazing. I know, it's a crack of dawn for you. Let's go with heels high. Scoop your belly in, round your spine, roll it forward. Find your plank. Drop your head, push, roll it up and lower. If that's too much, you can just curl through your spine in a quadruped with your knees on the floor. So make this work for you. If there's ever anything in my workout that you can't do, feel free to adjust it in any way. Last one. And take one leg up to the ceiling as high as it can go. Split it up there. Reach, 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 reach. And then release it back down. Other leg out and up. Reach, 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 reach. And bring it down. Let's come down for a second. Give your wrists a break. We're going to bend. Come up to your tippy fingers, and then lower the heel of your hand. Elbows to the floor, up, fingers, wrist, down, up, all the way, and lower, down, up, tippy fingers, lower, down, up, tippy fingers, lower, down, up, tippy fingers, forearms reaching it out into a plank, one knee to the floor at a time, parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See if you can push back and push forward. Knees bend, push forward, knees bend, push forward, knees bend into parallel, drop it down all the way to the floor. Side to side. Yeah, the most like flexible and mobile and can jump the highest cat that I have is holding practically no tension in his body at any time. He is like a noodle, a very wet, slippery noodle that can slide right out of your hands just so easily because he's so untense. It's so relaxed. And he is the most, can jump the highest. I don't know if he's really faster than the pea pod. She's pretty fast. She's a little bit more compact. Anyway, let's come in, but she doesn't have a tail, so she doesn't quite have the same springiness as the white kitty. Inhale up, exhale down, lift and lower. Opposite arm to leg, reach, lower, reach, lower, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Let's take your hands next to your chest, leaving your knees on the floor, pressing up and taking it down. 1, 2, 3, elbows into your side. 4, so it's a tricep, push up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it back down, bend your knees, let it go, side, side. And then you're going to interlace your hands behind your back if possible. Inhale up, exhale, double pulse, heels, heels. Reach, double pulse. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Up, open it out, float it around. Take your hands next to your chest, arch and open, take it back into your child's pose. Breathe and relax, let go. Particularly breathe down into your body. So let the breath go all the way down, deep into your diaphragm. And that's going to push your organs down. Let that movement happen. Big breathing. Whole body like a bubble. Which isn't to say you're not also breathing into the middle and upper part of your back. The whole thing. And then come up. Let me just check on the time. Oh yeah. Let's take it into let's come back to the straddle that we were in. Opening back up and arms outside side. Stretch it over to the side. Inner body lengthening out. Try to keep your butt cheeks on the floor, so not popping off. Butt is reaching down. Turn and face your leg. Come back to the side stretch. And inhale, open. Other side. Sideways, lengthening from the inside to the outside. Breathe. Turn and face your leg. Into the side stretch again. Lungs, heart, nervous system, vascular system, everything getting this nice movement. And come up. So sometimes like we're really muscle centric in our Western culture fitness, although that's starting to change, but really we're working the whole system. As we move, like even the nervous system moving through our fascia, nervous system, vascular system, it's all routed out there. It's all working within our same body. So when we're moving, that's what we're moving. That's moving inside of us. We're not just moving our muscles. We're moving our organs. We're moving the tissue. We're moving the fascia. We're moving all of it. Let's bring our legs together. You can help them in, bang them up and down, rotate in and out, and take it into a forward fold. Feet either together or a little bit further apart, whatever feels good to you. Breathe into it, wiggle around, just a little wiggle inside your body, not locking anything up. Unlocking the doors inside your body to have more flow, right? Tension stops flow. Tension stops blood flow, lymphatic flow, all that stuff. If we're holding that tension, the tissue doesn't move easily. It's hard for that flow to get through. So it's not that we want to just be like, absolutely no tension at all. We want to have enough tension in our body to be able to move easily, but not so much that we're contracted and constricted. And that's a fine line, which shifts all the time, right? Whatever's happening in your body, how much water you drank, how much sleep you had, whatever nutrition you've been getting, all that stuff affects it. Let's just cross one ankle over the other knee and take it forward and down, taking it down, breathing into it. And then come up and change it to the other side, taking it down. Breathe. Oh, that hip. So for me, that hip is much tighter. I'm like, oh, I can feel that. And then release. Come in. Let's take it all the way down to the floor. And just one more time, really easy and loose, massaging through your back. So you could do this. I'm going to give you the choices. Either spiraling the lower, you could spiral the upper, or you can just roll from side to side. For me, I think just the rolling from side to side, pouring my body across from one side to the other, really coming in for a landing with the support of the planet underneath me, right? The support of the gravitational pull, the earth energy underneath me, the water energy inside my body, the breath and air energy, the levity of life. Like the gravitational pull isn't so strong that we're just smashed out on the ground. We have levity and rebound. We have this inner resilience growing towards the sun, right? Like the plants, the fire energy also taking us up. And we could think of that fire energy in our bodies as sort of the electrical currents that are moving through our nervous system, our heartbeat, and just the warmth of being a person who's alive. It's not just breath, it's also warmth that tells us we're alive. Finishing that off, coming into a forward fold. Bend one knee, bend the other. Now go ahead and take that into a deeper hamstring stretch. Like let yourself really get into it. If you want to just hang, that's fine. And then come in, roll it all the way up to the top. And we're going to inhale, open. And let's just let it rain down. So fingers are wiggling down like rain. Inhale, open. Reaching out, radiating up, and then changing the energy and just letting it fall like rain. So sparkle fingers, individual fingers, radiating outward, and then moving in their own way as they come down. Like we're playing the piano. Inhale, open, play the piano down, differentiate your fingers. Think about how many moves, like if you play an instrument, chances are your fingers and hands have a lot of dexterity. But if you don't, invite that in, a little more dexterity in the hands. I guess also being a typist or even texting, you could have great dexterity. Inhale, open, but we want to just free it up a little bit. Shake it all out, shake it all out, shake it all out. And I am going to close it off in a second. Get out of bed. Feeling calcified. So this is like the anti-calcification, right? I'm just reading in the chat. Movement allows the fluids in our body to reabsorb calcification. Just throw that idea into your head. Does it mean it's going to definitely work? Maybe, maybe not. But just in the idea, like we can break down things, right? Water is tremendously powerful. And our minds are also tremendously powerful. And when we get them working together, there is an opportunity for integration, right? Let's reintegrate some of that stuff. All right, I am going to close out the live stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating in the chat. Santa Teresa, nice to